So I just discovered something. Now, one of the challenges of my recuperation is stairs. Walking upstairs at this point is easy. I mean, it's just still a challenge, but it's easier, let's put it that way. So going up a flight of stairs is a piece of cake. Going down a flight of stairs, that's, shall we say, challenging. And here's the kicker. It's still painful, but I didn't touch the railings once. And truth be told, it was actually my right knee that was in pain the entire time. Progress. Can I get it out? That's one. That's two. Oh my God, you are the cutest! Hello! Oh my goodness! Yes! Oh my God, stop the cuteness noises! Oh, hello! Cute! Look at that!
They're not used to being outside.
So I suppose you're selling them.
Yes, sir, I am. And I'm not sure which one. That young lady that was just over here is going to buy one of the two of those, but one's a male, one's a female. And I told her, I said, males, dachshunds are hard-headed. You know, and I said, males will pee on stuff, so just know. Get ready. I'm telling the truth.
Oh my God.
But yes. I'm doing $250 for the females and $200 for the males.
Swallow nests, I think, but there's thousands of them. Well, not thousands, hundreds of them. Wow. Welcome to Wichita Falls, Walmart, store 1148. Yeah, try not to get too excited. Only going to be here for about 2 days before I marshal on east. So you're going to say to me, Miles, where the hell are we going? Well, east. Next stop is Nashville, Tennessee. But there are a few stops along the way because I'm not doing it all at once. Even though it's only a $900 mile drive, I'm not doing it all at once. There's just no point to that, and the van won't handle that kind of strain all at once. So, not so much of that idea. Wichita Falls gets its name from a series of waterfalls when the town was founded. However, in the 1880s, a flood literally swept through this area. And when it did, it wiped out the falls that gave the town its name, Wichita Falls. 100 years later, the town decided, hey, we need a waterfall to go with our namesake. Enter the falls. This is a 52-foot structure, man-made, and nowhere close to where the actual falls were. According to historical records, the falls are about a mile up that way. And here we have the current Wichita Falls. Story time! This is a story about polyamory and how it completely changed my life. And it's not going the place you think it's gonna go. And it's not going the place you think it's gonna go. Sit back, I'll make this one short. So this is about 3 solid years before I became the person that you know as Miles. And to make a very long story very short, or this portion of the story short, I was suffering from 2 things at the same time. One was abandonment issues. The second was ugly duckling syndrome. I wasn't an ugly duckling, but I am now, but I wasn't then. And the reason I say this is because the abandonment issues is because I had holes in me the size of Montana. And I decided to just fill those holes, no pun intended, with as many women as I could possibly, fill. You know what I mean. Anyways, so I was at Dance Friday at this point in my life, and it was every week it was Dance Freedom and Dance Friday. And if you don't know what those are, I've already done a video on that, so go find that in the link down below in the description. So I was there every Friday night religiously. And this one Friday night, this woman walked in and I lost my damn mind. And to put it mildly, I chased her down. Please? Because Dance Friday was all about consensual behavior. You didn't interrupt somebody's space without them at least acknowledging that, or just if they danced away from you, then that was a really good sign that you don't go there. And Dance Friday is also one of those places where boundaries are respected, so I respected boundaries. So she walked in and I lost my damn mind and I ended up dancing with her. And then later on that evening, as we were standing out on the street talking, I asked her out on a date. The next night, we got together, went out to dinner, and then went to a movie, and then we went back to my place. In the course of that experience, I learned 2 things about her. One is that she was into polyamory. And the second was that she explained to me what her version of polyamory is. Now, there are multiple versions of what polyamory is. One of them is called non-monogamy. And to make a long story short, I would end up practicing a version of non-monogamy, but not polyamory. And the difference between them is like night and day. You see, in polyamory, you have primary, secondary, and tertiary, and multiple partners after that. In non-monogamy, there is no hierarchy of partners, but the idea behind them is very similar, and the process behind them is very similar. So you're going to say to me, Miles, polyamory, that sounds like an awful lot of sex, and you'd be right. Right at the get-go, you're like a kid in a candy store. However, believe it or not, polyamory is not what you think it is. Not what you think it's about. Believe it or not, it's actually about time and communication. So this is the one thing that I never realized about polyamory, is that it's really all about that communication, that you are constantly reaffirming your relationships and constantly dictating or deliberating your time to and with partners. So whoever you're sleeping with, you're always stating the relationship and restating that relationship and the boundaries of that relationship and what the agreements that you've made are. In a lot of ways, polyamory is much harder than monogamy is. Monogamy, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. It's just ding, hi, here we are, and yeah, we're sleeping together. We're having a relationship. In polyamory, that's never a given. This is how things are, and let's talk about it. And it's usually about, believe it or not, the arguments center not about who you're sleeping with, but or how often you sleep with the X, Y, and Z. Believe it or not, it's about time. You promised me time. So, after learning this about her, I was like, wow, that's really cool. So you're going to say to me, Miles, did you go down the polyamory road? And I did for a little while, and then I conveniently realized that polyamory wasn't for me, and then I ended up becoming a non-monogamist. But I had a rule, and that rule was that I told all of my partners who I was sleeping with. And that's the difference between polyamory and non-monogamy. That went on for a good 3 solid years, and believe it or not, the woman that introduced me to polyamory, she basically said to me, you can go do however many you want to. I mean, I care about you, but, just be honest and be real with me. I was like, what? And the thing that really surprised me about that whole experience was that I honestly never went to sleep with other people. Well, not never, just very, very infrequently. Exceptionally infrequently. Whereas before, I'd be dating around and not telling anybody. Now I'm basically sleeping with the same woman and not sleeping with anybody else. And even though I have the freedom to go do that, and we can talk about it, it just never occurred to me. Never happened. And I didn't want to either. So, I didn't. So that was basically 3 years of my life, right there. Polyamory. Would I do it again? No. Because I learned early on that I wasn't cut out for it. The reason I say that is because of my abandonment issues. I needed to heal me, and I didn't do that. But I worked on that stuff, and it's still a work in progress, let's put it that way. But I'd never go back down that road, ever. Because it's way more work than the tiny little that you get out of it. Way more work. It's the constant communication, the constant negotiation of that communication with multiple partners. And that alone was just like, Jesus, this is fucking exhausting. It's more exhausting than the sex is. So, even though, I was getting my ya, I wasn't getting my ya. So there you go. Alrighty, kiddies. That's all I got for this week. So my next stop is actually Texarkana. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the van makes it that far tonight. And after that, then it's Memphis. And then finally, Nashville. So I look forward to seeing you in Texarkana. Have yourselves a great day. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye! Dun 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 dun.